Hello, this is Diane Dalton. This is a quick lesson on Windows 7 Basics. I hope that you know most of these things, so this will be a quick review. This lesson will cover some of these basics: how to start a program, talk about the taskbar. We'll look at working with files and folders, in particular moving, copying, and renaming. Also sorting, so you can find your files and folders. We'll look at different ways to view the folder contents, and then how to personalize your desktop. So one thing I want to start with is my theory about Microsoft. Anything you can do in Windows, you can do at least 3 different ways. So in this class, I'm going to show you multiple ways to accomplish the same thing. So as you use Windows and Office, you will develop your own favorite method. In the graphical user interface, you can use point and click. There's also keyboard shortcuts and right-click menus. And pretty much anything you can do through point and click, you can do through keyboard shortcuts where you never have to use a mouse. That's more advanced users, but as you grow in your technical skills, you will learn more and more of those. So how do you start a program? Well, here's at least 4 different ways. Perhaps you know some others. Through the Start menu, you can double-click a desktop icon. You can use the Windows key and type the program name, or you can select the desktop icon, that's a single click, and then press enter. Those all start a program. Now, if you want to put a shortcut on your desktop, this is done to make your work faster, putting your frequently used programs and files easily accessible. You right-click in any open space on the desktop, select New Shortcut, browse till you find the application or the file that you want to make available from the desktop, and you give it a new name. Now let's explore the Windows taskbar. That's the lower level, the lower bottom edge of your taskbar, your desktop, I should say. In the far left is your Start button. Down on the left side are all of the open programs, and it might include some pinned items. Pinned items are things that are always going to show in your desktop in that taskbar, whether they're opened or not. The right side is the notification area. It's also called the system tray at times. It holds status indicators. Those indicate whether you're online, perhaps whether you're muted or not. And then there's a show hidden icons, because that system tray was getting too cluttered. So they're now grouped in a box that only shows when you expand that. Now, working with your files and folders, Windows Explorer is the file management tool in Windows 7. This allows you to navigate and view your folder contents. The navigation pane is in the left. The viewing pane is on the right side. You're able to sort your files and view them in many different ways. Here's an example of the Windows Explorer. The navigation pane on the left shows you the folders. You can expand each of those with the arrow. As you click on the arrow, it expands. When you click it again, it will collapse. The right side shows the details, and you can use the view button to change how you're looking at things, whether looking in the detailed view, which is this, showing in the columns with the name, the date, perhaps type, file size, or you can look at it as icons where you can actually see an image, perhaps if you're looking in a pictures folder. Now, while you're managing your files, some of the things you might want to do are copy, rename, move. So again, here's 3 different methods you can use for copying a file. My favorite, the keyboard shortcut, is using Control-C, and then you take it to the destination, use Control-V, that's the paste. Another way, you can use the Organize menu, that's at the top left of Windows Explorer, or the right-click menu. You might catch on that anything you select, you can do a right-click and it will bring you up the list of commands that are most commonly used with that object, whether it be a file, a folder, a desktop. Anyway, a right-click menu is something you'll get used to using also. Renaming a file is a similar thing. You can change the name of a file. In this example, I've done you could call it a slow double click, but it's really not a double click. It's a click and then another click. Brings up the editing box around a file name. Once it's highlighted with that box, and the name is in blue, you can type a new name, you can add to the name, change it, and then you just press enter or click away from there to do this. You can also use the right-click menu or the Organize menu, just like you could for copying. Those are available for renaming as well. Moving a file, and I add this caution a little late, but you can't move or rename a file that is open. So you need to close those before you can do this. If you want to open the folder in the viewing pane to contain the file that you want to move, you can expand the folders on the left side, the navigation pane, to show the location where you want to place the file. Then you can just click and drag the file to the destination folder until that destination folder is highlighted. Then you release and the file has been moved. Again, you can also do this by opening two Windows Explorer windows side by side, and you can drag one folder or a file from one folder to another. Now sometimes you need to search folders. The Windows Explorer search box allows you to search the current folder and all of the subfolders that are contained within it. You can search by several different attributes: name, author, size, type, or date modified. If you can remember the partial name of a file, or perhaps how large it is, or when you saved it, you can use this to help find files. And this highlights the search box within that blue circle. It's in the upper right corner of the Windows Explorer. Another way to help find files is by sorting them. You can sort by any one of the visible columns, whether it be name, date, size. There's many reasons to use any one of those. You can click on the column name at the top, the column heading, to reverse the sort order. So you can search from A to Z or Z to A. You can search from most recent to oldest or oldest to newest. Likewise, you can sort by size, largest to smallest, or vice versa. Here's some examples. The one on the left sorted by name, the one on the right sorted by size, largest to smallest. Now we get to the part of what's a little more fun, personalizing your desktop. So you can make your desktop match your personality. You can choose different background themes and colors to match your personality, whatever you want. So the way to do this is you right-click on any open area of the desktop, same as you did for creating a shortcut, and select the Personalize option. You can select any Windows theme. There are several that are built in with Windows, and as you can see, there's another option there for Get More Themes Online. You can select that. You can also customize by adding your own pictures. If you have a folder that has the pictures that you would like to use as the background images. In this case, I have a folder called Background Flowers. These are a bunch of photos that I took myself. You can select those, select the folder, set the timing for how fast they change, and then save your changes. Another thing you can do is to change the colors of the Windows borders. As you can see in this sample one, it's a Word document with no information in it, but I have changed the borders in that example to purple. But you can see the color palette on the left of the different choices you can have. So those are some of the ways you can personalize. So in each version of Windows, there are several new features. Some of them are very important. Others are more conveniences. Certainly personalizing your desktop is fun to make it something you like. Not all that important, but it's fun. Some things I'd like you to explore on your own are the arrow shake feature, tagging and rating. You would see that in the Windows Explorer. And explore and learn a little bit more about pinning to a taskbar or pinning a jump list.